is just a quick live. I'm going to play a little bit of music while people come on today. Happy Friday. I love y'all so much. Y'all live, love, and be free. Thank you all for your love and support. If you love Black Trans and Beautiful, you can support this podcast in so many different ways by sharing. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Catalina, wherever you listen to podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher. Leave us a review and let us know what you think of the show. And I am going to play something since it's Friday and I want to pump up the beat a little bit. I am going to play some dramatic hip hop, okay? Let's ride. Okay, now that that is over with, I pray all is well with you all. I'm so excited right now to be on this platform today. It is Friday. Not sure how many people will come on. I'm going to make do with what I got. And we're going to do the Thug Thizzle today. Because this drip is serious. And it is fly. And I know I'm fly. Because I'm fly like that. Because I'm fly like that. Happy Friday to everyone. I'm so excited to be able to share with you all again the happenings of Black Trans and Beautiful. And I know everyone is not on the Podbean platform, but you can sign up for a free account to listen to this. And it will greatly enrich your life. It will greatly bless you. And I'm just so excited right now. And a big shout out to my sibling, Miss Clarabelle C. Y'all, she is alive. She is awesome, a great activist, creative, author. Y'all go check her out. Like, go check them out right now. That's my sibling. Go check her out. I'm just excited. So I'm excited if you're excited. So today is National Coming Out Day. And coming out has been different from different people, and not everyone is able to come out per se. Everyone is not able to be who they are. It may be due to their living situation, religious aspect. It may be even due to job or mental state. But regardless, the world should be a safe place for all people and not just some. And many of you all know of my story, know of what has happened in my lifetime. And I am not ashamed of it at all. I am not ashamed of where I've been, but I am thankful for the journey that I am on right now, because it has helped me become the person that I am. And right now, I'm just happy to say that I'm alive to tell the story, because in my coming out process, it was very difficult. And I want to thank everyone that is listening, that is on, that is currently listening. Please share this live podcast. Please share, invite someone on. So, but a little bit about my story. Um, I knew something was different about me from a time untold. And I knew something was different with my existence since I was a kid. But as a kid, we're too busy living life. And unfortunately, adults will tell us that we have to act a certain way, we have to be a certain way, we have to carry ourselves in a certain way. And there are negative connotations or certain things. Like, I have one aunt that raised me that told me that I was going to label myself in a certain way if I acted uber feminine, or if I acted a certain way. And needless to say, I ain't pay her no mind, because I was still me at the end of the day. Later on, it was discovered, and I discovered myself that I was a part of the SGL community, that I am a part of certain communities that people don't deem worthy of love, of happiness, of life. So, and I'm grateful to truly say that I was able to, you know, I was able to get my bearings. And if you hear some background noise, um, just my housemates and people stirring about. But we're still going to roll. This podcast is very grassroots. You know how we roll. So, what ended up happening, I tried to come out in high school and fought it. And for the longest throughout my life, people would call me homophobic slurs. People would call me names. And people would pick at me. And I got bullied severely because I didn't play sports like that. Not for school, but I would play sports recreationally for fun. I was of skinny stature. I was a church kid. I was a nerd. I did different things in the church. So, and I will never forget, I came out to someone that was dear to me, that I thought I could trust, and they ended up taking pictures. Like, while I was in high school, that's when camera phones got really popular. And my God, that was a mess. But what ended up happening, the cousin did attempt to out me, and I tried to deny it. And I just got into a place to where I got really quiet about who I was. And then later on, 2010 years later, after going back and forth, during that time I had joined this church that a lot of religious centers don't condone, you know, the queer and trans part of people. And what ended up happening for me was I allowed myself to be spiritually, mentally, and emotionally abused. I allowed myself to be told that I didn't matter, that I was cursed, because I was who I was and I am who I am. And I will never forget the time that this is pre-transition era, so this is like, yeah, when you're young, you're going to experiment with stuff and do different things. So what I ended up doing, I actually got up, and me and my best friend, we went out to a club, and I ended up coining a new name for myself, Bridget, which is how my drag persona came to be. And it was so hilarious. Well, not hilarious, but it was fun. And I started doing female impersonation from that point forward. And it was found out by church people. And lo and behold, oh my goodness, they want to lay hands and call out all kinds of demons. And I'm like, honey, it's just hair and makeup. It's not that serious, like for real. So what ended up happening a few years later, I ended up leaving that church after seeing a lot of the hypocrisy that was going on behind closed doors. And hi, Bubba, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. And please let me know what you think about this podcast, because I have a lot of ground that I'm going to cover today. But even in the midst of it, what ends up happening, I left this church, and because I was tired of having to live a lie to appease people, and it was causing harm to me mentally. It was causing harm to me physically, spiritually, all that other stuff. So I did leave, and excuse me, I ended up, distancing myself from any and everything that was of that particular, religious circle. And I then also came out to my family. And coming out was one of the best things. Granted, some people didn't understand it. I was told I needed to go repent and all this jazz. But I came out all right. I came out all right. And I'm still on the top of my game. And that's how, and I remember doing YouTube, and I was blogging at the time, the now defunct Music's Poetry. And as I proceeded to get my life with Music's Poetry, I wrote about actual things. And in that process, I learned so much about myself. And now, as I sit here, years later, I ended up coming out as a trans woman. So it's just like a big coming out party, I should say. And I'm so happy that I did what I did, and I don't regret it. I still live in my truth. Don't back down from a challenge. Don't hide from anybody. Because what's the use in hiding when you can be a help to someone else? Everyone cannot, everyone doesn't have the luxury, especially in the Black community, of coming out, especially in certain countries, even in certain rural areas, certain neighborhoods, certain households. And I'm going to say this: if you don't know if coming out is for you or may not have safety in doing so, I honor you. I salute you. If you were outed and didn't have a choice in it, I honor you. If you are LGBT and closeted, I still honor you, because we never know what someone is going through, because we are being persecuted daily, and especially Black trans women, one of the most marginalized groups, have been just, crazy. We've had 21 trans women to be killed that we know of that's been reported, not to mention the level of violence that ensues for trans people. And I am I am to the point now to where it is time that we do speak out. And I'm going to come back. Actually, no, I'm going to stay right here. I did catch highlights from the equality town hall meeting that took place on last night. So what happened? A woman was getting ready to talk about her transgender child and different things. And again, thank you to all my listeners that are coming in. I need you all to do me a favor as I'm talking and I may not see or hear you come in. Say something in the chat if you're able to, or tweet me at BTransB Podcast, okay? I need y'all to do that for me to let me know that you're listening. Or if you want to call in, just let me know that you are listening in. Okay, because I see that I have listeners and I'm so grateful for that. And you are just awesome for that. And thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So last night, an activist interrupted, and I love this, activist and actress Blossom C. Brown. Many of you may know her from her work on I Am Kate, her work in activism. You may know her from, I'm not going to even say social media, but you know her. She's very well known. She's an activist. She's a great person, model. You know, she is active in the community. And she's known for transfinance, case management, and the HRC. And I like how they're calling her a raging Black trans woman. She is not a raging Black trans woman. I'm not going to even say angry. She's a fed up Black trans woman like myself. And I like what she said. And I'm just gonna come right off the hip. I'm just gonna come off the hip. A lot of people are saying that, you know, she was wrong for that. But she stated that she interrupted basically the town hall to get the network together for erasing Black trans women and let Don Lemon have it. Which Don Lemon just got invited back to the cookout. And the Democratic president is basically did this town hall on LGBTQ equality, but Black trans activists like Blossom Brown made sure viewers became aware of the epidemic of violence against trans women of color. There were people that have been disinvited in the trans community, from my understanding, that were disinvited, or you know, they were no longer able to come for whatever reason. So, and Peter Buttigieg, however you pronounce his name, forgive me if I butchered that up. She called for more focus on murders of the African American transgender women, and the forum has not done enough to include their voices. So what happened? She actually, while former Representative Beto O'Rourke was on stage, she took the mic and stated, Black trans women are dying. Our lives matter, and I'm an extraordinary Black trans woman, and I deserve to be here. There has been over 20 deaths of Black trans women this year and 26 reported deaths last year or more. And the protesters first surfaced when Pete Buttigieg, the mayor of South Bend, took the stage during the forum, and they greeted him waving large signs, trying to. They didn't try. They made him aware of the violence against trans women. And Buttigieg said, "I do want to acknowledge what these demonstrators are speaking about, and he wants to believe that everybody is committed to ending the epidemic." So another member of the audience has also interrupted Kamala Harris of California. "How do we get these men to stop killing trans women of color? We are hunted." And all Kamala said was, "I know, I know." But Ms. Brown said stated what is actually happening as well, like the previous incidents. Don Lemon returned on microphone to Ms. Brown saying, "The reason we are here is to validate women like you." And she just came out the gate swinging, and I love it. I love it. So, and of course, Bernie Sanders was not there because he had a heart issue. He just undergone surgery, which I don't think he's shown up at any events or anything. And for me, a lot of politicians are dancing around the issues, in my opinion, especially with trans women. But the fact that, you know, that it can be more to be done. It's more to be done. And I applaud Ms. Blossom C. Brown for speaking up and using her voice. Because the truth is, in this political game, even as I crowdfund for myself and other trans individuals, Black trans women especially, sometimes we are often erased because we don't have access to certain resources, we don't have access to certain things, to make our life better, or because especially in our communities, we're looked at as freaks. We're looked at as, you know, we're looked at as something that's wrong, and it could be due to religion in Black communities, or to the idea that anything that isn't hypermasculine is wrong, or if it doesn't fit into that specific box is wrong. And most of these murders that are happening with trans women of color. And it behooves us to give voice to them. I especially love what Pose is doing in the last season, that in the last 2 seasons of Pose, rather, that is highlighting the existence of trans people, even in the 80s. And it deals with the plight that's still happening today. We're still having trouble getting access to care. Even when we do find care, it's not state of the art. It's not where it should be. Or they approach it from the wrong approach. And that's why it is imperative that we have these things, that these candidates listen, which is why I'm not a big supporter of Bernie Sanders right now. That's just me. That's just me. Don't judge me. So, and I'm still seeing who I am going to really support. So, but I am so glad that Ms. Blossom C. Brown did speak up. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding so blah. I woke up and I said, I am going to do this podcast. My voice is tired. So, hey, Things do happen. But again, thank you all for your love and support. So I want everybody that's in here sound off. What did you think about last night's Equality Town Hall? If you were able to watch it, if you were not, that's cool. But just tell me what you think on what um, you know, what you think about this whole situation. And you can tweet me on Twitter at BTransBPodcast or on my Twitter at YannickTMusic. You can even email me. So, and I'm proud of who I am. I'm proud of where I'm going. I'm not ashamed. And I live, love, and I'm being free. So, but in other news, not sure if you are familiar with this case from 2016 with Terrence Crutcher. And I'm not sure how true this is, but it's been 3 years since this has happened. And I've been seeing an article, and I wanted to make sure that this was true. Many of you all know that this was an unarmed man that was shot. Um, and it's been 3 years since it happened. So apparently, years later, the officer still hasn't faced any civil charges, from my understanding. But I have been seeing an article that, that it was going to be expunged from Betty Shelby's record, whatever her name is. She's not important. Yeah, Betty Shelby, from her record. And just looking at the Amber Geiger case and everything that has happened, the world is crazy out there. So I want y'all to be safe. I really want y'all to be safe. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But I'm going to come back if there's any truth to that. But if you've heard anything, let me know. But I'm not going just yet because I see everybody's coming in today. Thank you all for coming on. So is there anything in particular that you want to hear me talk about today? Please, if you're in the live studio platform, chat with me. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what y'all want to say, because it's National Coming Out Day. I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to step away for a quick second. I need to get another water. I need to hydrate because I'm going to elucidate and elaborate. Okay. Let's go with Soul Lover for this little break. All right. Hi, Laura. How are you? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I am so humbled that you all are on. And please support this podcast. Please support this podcast. I'm going to be right back. Oh, and y'all are working and listening. Awesome, 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 awesome. Let me start this over. I'll be right back, okay? You all right, girl?
Yes.
I just... Okay. I hope I didn't disturb you. Okay. Because I'm about to get ratchet for Jesus. Okay, okay. I I am back. I am back. I'm really back. Y'all finna hear soda open. And so I want to give a big shout out to the estate of the late rock and roll singer Prince. Um, Prince was more than just a rock and roll singer. He was a living legend. I've got some witnesses that know that Prince was a legend. He was ahead of his time. So, as you know, Prince estate, and Prince is known for his hit Purple Rain," and songs like he wrote for a lot of other artists, but he wrote a song called Erotic City, Diamonds and Pearls, This Is What It's Like When Doves Cry. So apparently his estate has already told Trump before that Trump did not have permission to use the late artist's music at his rallies. And they went in this past Thursday in Minneapolis when Purple Rain was played at the president's rally in Minneapolis. Oh my gosh, when I tell you that is the best burn ever. Y'all, I'm finna be real petty. I'm finna be real petty. Come on to the estate of Prince. They went in and they let have. So, and I don't blame them for that, because honestly, Prince music should not be played for Donald Trump. I'm not a big fan of him. And if you are listening and a Trump supporter, these are my thoughts and opinions. Don't shoot the messenger. But just looking at his policies, I can't get with Trump. Sorry. As an artist, I wouldn't want people to share my music, especially if they don't share a sentiment for people as I do. And that's why I'm not too quick to work with any and everybody, because everyone does not have your best interest at heart, especially in this music industry. The music industry is rough, like for real. It's like an electric cafe. And honey, the way that they serve justice, yes. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Amber Rose, Alexander A.E. Edwards on the birth of their son, Slash Electric. Yes, you heard it right. They named the child Slash Electric. And this is baby number 2 for Amber Rose. You know, her and Wiz Khalifa had a child together. And this is her first child with boyfriend Alexander Edwards. So I'm so happy for them. And you know, she deserves to be happy. So big shout out to her. But let's get into this name. I'm not picking at the baby, but Slash Electric. Like, come on, y'all. What were y'all thinking when y'all named that child it? Were y'all really thinking at all when y'all named that child it? Like, come on. Like, for real, girl, you couldn't have thought of, you know, anything better. Lala, hey, I agree. Politicians are crazy because, to a certain degree, they all are corrupt. But unfortunately, politicians are the way that the world goes. So, Electric Cafe. And I'm gonna take it out. And thank you to everyone that's currently entering into this live studio recording. I'm just so excited that you all are listening to Little Old May. I'm so honored. Please share. If you can, share. And if you want to support this to help keep this coming, to keep it going, I agree. Slash Electric is funny. App. Our cat is $YannickTMusic. Our PayPal is YannickTMusic@gmail.com. And you can hit us up on our new page on Ko-Fi. That's k-fi.com/YannickTaylor. That helps keep this podcast going and growing, okay? So I absolutely love the fact that everyone is very supportive of this podcast. And thank you all so much for your love and support of this podcast. It does mean a lot. But back to the /electric. Why would you name your child /electric? I'm sorry. I'm all for uniqueness of names. But I can imagine this kid going to school and like this kid is already being groomed to be like either a rapper or a rock star. Like, come on. They're already grooming this kid. I honestly believe that. But can't you see it now? Bust up in the class now. I'm going to school. They're doing attendance. They're like, "Good morning, class. Good morning, Mrs. Thomas. Okay, we have /electric Rose. So, is there a /electric Rose here?" And I'm like, don't do that. You're setting your kid up. Like, God forbid if they did the actual slash symbol. Now, I wonder if it would have been a backward slash or a forward slash. I just wonder about that. Like, come on. Think before you name your kids these names. Wallace Unique, that ain't for me. I'm sorry. What happened to the day where we named our kids Michael or Andrew? Heck, I would even settle for champagne. Even that would be too kind. But hey, I'm not a comedian, but I know someone who is. And y'all, this Coca-Cola is so good right now. So, but yeah, honey, naming that child /electric. The first thing I thought about, y'all, and I promise you I'm done. I might get in trouble with this, but I thought about that song, The Electric Slide. Like, that should be that kid's theme song whenever he goes somewhere. The Electric Slide. It's electric. Just play that for the kid, you know. But hey, he can even be a pro wrestler with a name like that. That works. It works, doesn't it? So, but I'm sure he's probably going to change it later on and do something different. So, but, Lord. But yes, it is National Coming Out Day. I'm excited. Because I celebrate me every day. That's one thing that we have to do. We have to celebrate ourselves every day. And I'm almost done with this podcast because I am running out of hot topics right now. And things to talk about. But while it is National Coming Out Day, I do want to give a bit of advice. Make sure that you take care of yourself. And I'm not saying this just because it's National Coming Out Day, but I always share tidbits of wisdom for the people. And you can count this as the Priestess Wisdom section. Okay, there we go. Please take care of your health, be it your mental health by seeking a therapist. There are things available such as talkspace.org or BetterHelp. You can go to Psychology Today to find a therapist in your local area and see what insurance they take, or if you can't, or for when there are resources available for you that are affordable. But um, you have to take care of yourself, and not only take care of your mental health, but also take care of your physical health. Please go to your regular checkups. Go get your regular checkups. Make sure that you are really taking care of yourself. And please, people, it is okay to get an STI test, to get yourself checked out, to get an HIV/AIDS test as well. Knowing your status makes a difference. And if you require treatment, please, please stay in treatment, but please get tested. It's important that you do get tested. Um, we're working on getting infections down to zero, and we want you healthy. We want everyone healthy in this life. So, and there's so many ways to educate yourself now. We have PrEP. If you're going to be active, use protection. You be safe. You know, or what is safe for you. So with that being said, just take care of yourselves and love yourself as well as each other. There's enough hate out there in this world, and we need as much love as possible. Thank you all for your love and support. I am done. Don't forget to support us and check out the other previous episodes of Black Trans and Beautiful here on Podbean. Love you so much. Smooches.